Good morning, people. I'm deeply troubled this morning. Y'all gotta forgive me for the tears in my eyes. I mean, the internet is so cruel. I was just watching a video and a group of very insensitive people were laughing and saying that black people don't know who they are. You know, black people in America don't know who they are. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, why is that funny? Why is that funny? And it led to me doing a little research, y'all. And I want to read a scripture from Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. And it say, "For I knew they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people." Why are black people so hard-headed? Why do they fail to listen and pay attention to the signs and turn away from this evil lifestyle that we adopted to and turn back to the Lord so he can remove these curses that we have been put in for 400 plus years? But he say, "But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves." And this is the King James Version. Now we say in the land of their captivities, we should remember who we are. Now I say that because all over the world, we are the only people who cannot trace our heritage back to anywhere. It's like our brains just been wiped clear of any trace of who we are, our identity. But that just made it all more easier for us, because a light bulb went off in my head, right? And I said, that's it. Those of us that cannot trace back to anything are the direct descendants of those who were sold in the transatlantic slave trade, the lost tribe of Judah. We are the only people that don't share our ancestors' last name. We are the only people who don't have a second language, because African Americans that come from Africa and they have a accent, and they speak, you know, the American language, but they you know, they talk, they still have that African lineage, and they still speak African. They know how to speak whatever Africans speak. Spanish American people come to America and they still have a second language. They still speak Spanish even though they're in America. Chinese people in America come to America, they still speak their second language. They still speak Chinese even though they're in America. Russians, Ukrainians, you name it. African Americans was only taught one language and that's English. We don't have a second language. We don't know a second language. The Spanish, they come over here. They have their forefathers' last name, whether it's Espinosa or whatever. The Africans, Muhammad and so forth. The Chinese, Chin and so forth. The Russians, Ukraine, they have their forefathers' last name. We have the last names and first names of our slave owners. It's not rocket science, people. But me watching that video, just how insensitive some people are to other people's struggles, traumas. It just lit a new fire that only God can put out. Black people, it's time to understand how truly special you are and own it. Own it. Have a good one.